He was minutes away from the perfect ending. A World Cup, a retirement, a legend walking into the sunset. And then, in front of 1 billion people, Zinedine Zidane lowered his head and destroyed it all. This is the story of the most shocking moment in the history of a World Cup final. Berlin, July 9th, 2006. France against Italy. For Zinedine Zidane, this was the last match of his life. He had already announced it. After this game, he would retire. The greatest French footballer of his generation, the son of Algerian immigrants raised in the rough northern suburbs of Marseille, was writing the final page of a fairy tale. 8 years earlier, he had won the World Cup at home. Now, at 34, he had come out of the shadows for one last dance, and he was magnificent. In the 7th minute, France won a penalty. Zidane stepped up, and with breathtaking arrogance, he chipped it softly down the middle, in a World Cup final. The ball kissed the underside of the bar and dropped in. Only a man at total peace with his greatness tries that. Italy struck back. Marco Materazzi, a towering, combative defender, rose to head in the equaliser, 1-1, and the final settled into a war of nerves. 90 minutes couldn't separate them. Extra time began. The whole world leaned in, waiting for Zidane to write his last miracle. He nearly did. A header in extra time. A perfect header. And Italy's goalkeeper Buffon clawed it away at the last instant. So close. The fairy tale was right there. And then, everything changed. The climax. The 110th minute. Zidane and Materazzi are walking together, away from the ball, exchanging words. Nobody in the stadium hears them, but something is said. Something lands. Zidane takes a few steps forward. He stops. And then, without warning, he turns, squares up to Materazzi, and drives the top of his head straight into the Italian's chest. Materazzi crumples to the ground. For a moment, the world isn't sure it saw what it saw. The referee didn't see it live, but the fourth official did. And after a tense delay, the red card comes out. Zinedine Zidane, in the final match of his career, in the biggest game on earth, with the score level and a nation behind him, sent off. He walks past the World Cup trophy itself, gleaming on its plinth, without a glance, and disappears down the tunnel. What did Materazzi say? For years, it was the most argued about question in sport. The most widely reported accounts point to an insult aimed at Zidane's family, his sister, his mother. Materazzi admitted he insulted him, but disputed the worst versions. The exact words have never been confirmed beyond doubt. What's certain is this: a single sentence, spoken in the 110th minute, broke the calm of the most composed man in football. France played on with 10 men. The match went to penalties. And without their captain, without their talisman, France lost. Italy were world champions. Zidane never kicked a ball professionally again. Here is the strange twist. France did not turn on him. Neither did much of the world. Days later, Zidane gave a televised apology. And the tournament's organisers, in a decision that still feels surreal, voted Zidane the best player of the entire World Cup. The Golden Ball, awarded to a man who had just been sent off in the final. Because that headbutt was never simple. The discipline that built him and the fire that undid him were the same fire. He could have had the perfect ending. Instead, he had a human one. And maybe that's why we still talk about it. Because in the most important 10 minutes of his life, the greatest player of his generation chose his dignity over his legacy, and then had to live with both.